How are you, my young buddy minds? Yesterday we had a topic of nutrition in plants, and I told you we will be taking the topic again in continuation. So now again we are with the second part, with the same topic, nutrition in plants. Yesterday we only discussed the topic that is autotrophic mode of plant nutrition. So autotrophic mode, only green plants come, but you see in your nearby places also there are plants which are variedly colored, or some plants are there which are not even colored, they are white. Say a plant which you eat as a vegetable, that's called as mushroom. Children do love to eat mushroom vegetable, and that is white in color. That means it is not having a pigment called as chlorophyll. So you will be wondering how it is able to make its own food. So now we will be discussing another mode of nutrition in which those plants come which are different from those autotrophic plants. So that category is called as heterotrophic. Hetero means different or varied. That means they depend on the food nutrition on different sources. So that we will take topic by topic. First of all, we are on to the topic that is insectivorous. Now there is a word called as vorous. Wherever you find the word vorous, you keep it in mind, that means to eat. Say if we write insectivorous, that means plant which are which are eating insects are called as insectivorous. If we say algivorous, that means they are eating algae. If we say herbivorous, plant eating animals, that means herbivorous. So wherever the word vorous comes, automatically it should come into your mind that to eat. To eat what? The point word which is coming in front. Say insectivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, herbivorous, algivorous, fungivorous. So this is the topic here. So insectivorous plant in India, generally we find in the place called as Garo and Khasi hills, then Jaintia hills. These are the hills, they are found in the state Assam. Now you will be wondering why they are found only at those places, because the soil that is present in these hills is deficient in a component called as nitrogen. Now plant, they require nitrogen, because they have to grow, they require nitrogen from the, they cannot take direct nitrogen from the atmosphere. So nitrogen comes through the soil, then to the root, from the xylem, they get inside the leaves. So what do? Just to meet the requirement of nitrogen deficiency, they take in insect. So insectivorous plant, there is an example called as pitcher plant. Now what happens in the pitcher plant? Pitcher plant is like a pitcher, and on that it's a lid is being present. On the lid there is some sweet secretions present at the tip. Now as soon as an insect comes and sits on the lid just to suck that sweet component, as soon as the insect sits, then the turgor pressure is being created and the lid is being closed, and due to that the insect get inside the body. So after digesting the insect body, the plant meet the requirement of the nitrogen which was deficient in the soil. So again, because these plants are depending on their nutrition on the insects, they are called as insectivorous. This is one category under the major heading called as heterotrophic. Hetero means different, they are depending on insect for their nutrition. In that, there are some more examples. Sundew is there, Venus flytrap is there. So these are some examples. Now insectivorous, now you will be confusing like that, whether it is autotrophic or it is heterotrophic. So this insectivorous is a link like. It is both auto and hetero, because it is making their own food but taking the requirement of nitrogen from the body of the insect. So this is a combination of both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then again we are on the topic parasitic. Parasite. Parasite means living on the host body. What is host? Suppose we organize a party at our home, we are host, and the person who is coming to our house is called a guest. But parasitic mode of nutrition, what happens? The plant grows on the body of the host plant, and either it takes partial nutrition from it or completely parasitic. Now what happens when it takes nutrition from the host plant? The host plants get weaker and weaker and weaker, and the parasitic plant goes on developing. An example comes as Cuscuta. In Hindi it is called as Amarbel. You would have seen yellow colored flower growing on plants, trees, big trees. Trees थोड़े समय के बाद आप देखेंगे बिल्कुल मर जाता है बेकार. क्यों मर जाता है? क्योंकि सारा न्यूट्रिशन तो पैरासिटिक प्लांट ले रहा है अपने डेवलपमेंट के लिए. सो अगेन दिस इज पैरासिटिक. तो पैरासिटिक कैन बी partial parasite, that means they take nutrition and they make their own food, and they can be complete parasite. Complete parasite means that they do not do anything, they take total nutrition from the host plant. Third comes saprophytic. This I discussed in the starting of the topic. Non-green plants, it's called as mushroom, fungus. It is coming of two words. Sapro, sapros means rotten, सड़ा हुआ, जो सड़े हुए के ऊपर ग्रो करता है, that is called as saprophytic. But nowadays mushrooms are grown on cultivation level, horticulturists are growing them, so that is something different. But otherwise sapros, the word itself means rotten. Plant which take nutrition after decaying the organic component and deriving nutrition from them, they are called as saprophytic. So these are example comes as fungus. Fungus is a bigger category, and in that comes mucor, rhizopus, yeast, then mushroom. Then we are on the last topic of these heterotrophic, that is symbiosis. This is a bit of the new term. Symbiosis. It is again made up of two words, sym and bios. Wherever the word bio comes, will be very familiar. It means living body, living thing. Sym means both. Where both the partners are living, they mutually contribute to things and derive benefit equally. That is called as symbiosis. This symbiosis can also be called as mutualism. Mutualism means where both the partners are benefiting from each other. First, there is a word called as lichen. This is the plant from which we extract out litmus. Lichen is an association of algae and fungus. What does fungus do? Fungus brings nutrients and algae makes food out of it, and both of them together enjoy. This is called as lichen. Then we are here with the word rhizobium. You will be finding a word rhizobium bacterium. You all know there are group of plants called as legumes, जिन्हें हम हिंदी में दाल कहते हैं, pulses कहते हैं. तो जो legumes होते हैं, they have root nodules, and in the root nodules, what is nodules? गुच्छा बना रहता है. अगर आप कोई दाल का रूट निकाल कर देखेंगे, उसमें गुच्छे बने रहते हैं. In the nodules, we find a bacteria residing that is called as rhizobium. What does this rhizobium do? This rhizobium fixes the atmospheric nitrogen in the form of nitrates and nitrites in the soil. And the plant then take that nitrogen which is being fixed in the form of nitrates and nitrites from the soil, and it goes into the plant body, and that we take it in the form of pulses. So ultimately rhizobium is living inside the body of the root nodules. This is living. Pulses are also living. Both of them are together working upon, and this is called as symbiosis or mutualism, where both the partners are benefiting together. So this is again mode of nutrition. So there are four categories: children: insectivorous, parasitic, saprophytic, and symbiosis. So these are total concept about the nutrition, which will, I hope so, will be very much beneficial for your further studies and for clearing your concepts. Okay, goodbye for today.